Imagine standing in the shadow of a massive stone pyramid, its blocks so perfectly aligned that not even a knife blade could slip between them, built without modern machinery, by hands that shaped the world we know today. What if I told you that ancient peoples didn't just survive? They engineered homes that defied time, weather, and war. Buckle up, because in the next 10 minutes we're diving into the genius of how our ancestors built their shelters, from mud bricks to marble masterpieces, and why these innovations still echo in our cities. Let's rewind the clock to the dawn of human civilization, around 10,000 BCE during the Neolithic Revolution. Back then, our hunter-gatherer forebears were ditching nomadic life for something revolutionary: permanent homes. Picture this: the first settled communities in places like the Fertile Crescent or modern-day Turkey. They started simple, using whatever Mother Nature provided. In sites like Çatalhöyük in Anatolia, people constructed homes from sun-dried mud bricks, stacking them like oversized Lego blocks. These weren't flimsy huts, they were multi-room complexes, often clustered together for defense and warmth. Roofs? Flat, made from wooden beams topped with reeds and more mud. Why mud? It was abundant, easy to mold, and provided excellent insulation against scorching days and chilly nights. But here's the clever part. They plastered the interiors with lime to keep out pests and moisture, turning basic shelters into cozy family hubs. These early builders weren't just throwing up walls, they were creating communities, with homes accessed via ladders from the roof to thwart intruders. It's like they invented the original apartment block, complete with built-in security. Fast forward a bit to ancient Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, around 4000 BCE. Here, the Sumerians took mud brick building to an art form. Facing constant floods, they elevated their cities on platforms and built ziggurats. Not homes per se, but the techniques trickled down to everyday dwellings. Homes were typically 2 stories, the ground floor for livestock and storage, the upper for living quarters. They used bitumen, a natural tar, as mortar, making structures waterproof and durable. Imagine kneading clay from riverbanks, mixing it with straw for strength, then baking it in the sun. These bricks could last centuries. Wealthier folks added courtyards for ventilation, with rooms arranged around them like spokes on a wheel. It wasn't just practical, it fostered social life, with families gathering under starry skies. But challenges abounded. Termite infestations and erosion meant constant repairs, teaching us that even ancient engineering required maintenance. Now, let's cross the desert to ancient Egypt, where the Nile's annual floods dictated everything. From 3000 BCE onward, Egyptians mastered adobe bricks too, but with a twist. They infused them with Nile silt, rich in nutrients, making them incredibly sturdy. Pharaohs' palaces were grand, but commoners' homes were modest rectangles, often whitewashed to reflect the brutal sun. Walls sloped inward for stability, and flat roofs doubled as sleeping areas during hot summers. Ventilation was key. High ceilings and small windows kept interiors cool. But the real ingenuity? They incorporated symbolic elements, like doorways aligned with the sun god Ra's path. For the elite, homes evolved into villas with gardens and pools, using limestone blocks quarried from nearby cliffs. Tools were basic: copper chisels, wooden mallets, and sheer manpower. Ramps and levers moved massive stones, a technique echoed in pyramid construction. These homes weren't mere shelters, they were extensions of their beliefs, with amulets embedded in walls for protection against evil spirits. Shifting continents to the Indus Valley Civilization, thriving around 2500 BCE in what's now Pakistan and India. Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro showcase urban planning that would make modern architects jealous. Homes were built with standardized fired bricks, yes, kiln-baked for extra toughness, laid in interlocking patterns for earthquake resistance. Two-story houses lined grid-like streets with private bathrooms connected to an advanced sewer system. That's right, indoor plumbing 4,500 years ago. Wells inside homes provided clean water, and baked clay pipes drained waste away. Courtyards offered privacy and light, while thick walls insulated against monsoon rains and desert heat. These people prioritized hygiene and community, with no palaces dominating the skyline. Equality in architecture. But mystery shrouds their downfall. Perhaps climate change eroded their brick empires, reminding us how fragile even the sturdiest builds can be. Heading east to ancient China, from the Xia dynasty around 2000 BCE. Here, wood was king, abundant in forests. Rammed earth techniques dominated, soil compacted between wooden frames to form walls that could withstand sieges. In places like the Yellow River Valley, homes featured thatched roofs curving upward to ward off evil spirits, a feng shui precursor. The Siheyuan courtyard house emerged, with rooms surrounding a central open space for family rituals. Bamboo-reinforced structures, flexible against earthquakes. Emperors' forbidden cities used intricate joinery. No nails, just dovetailed beams for longevity. Commoners adapted with cave dwellings in Los Plateaus, carving homes into cliffs for natural insulation. These methods blended harmony with nature, using silk screens for windows and heated kang beds for winter warmth. Its engineering meets philosophy, where homes balanced yin and yang. Now, let's sail to ancient Greece from 1200 BCE, where democracy and drama flourished alongside innovative building. In Mycenaean times, palaces like those at Knossos on Crete used ashlar masonry, precisely cut stones fitted without mortar. But for everyday Athenians, homes were humble, mud brick or stone bases with timber upper stories, the andron for men, gyneceum for women, segregated spaces reflecting society, roofs tiled with terracotta for rain runoff. The genius, they incorporated columns and porticos, precursors to the Parthenon. In hilly terrains, homes terraced into slopes, maximizing views and airflow. Olive oil lamps lit interiors and frescoes adorned walls with myths. But earthquakes plagued them, so they developed anti-seismic designs, like flexible wooden frames. These homes weren't just functional, they hosted symposia, birthing ideas that shaped Western thought. Rome takes it up a notch from 753 BCE, engineering empires with concrete, a game-changer invented around 200 BCE. Mixing volcanic ash, lime, and aggregate, they created a pourable miracle that set underwater. Insulae apartment blocks rose multi-stories high, housing urban masses with shops below and residences above. Wealthy patricians enjoyed domus homes, atrium-centered with impluvium pools collecting rainwater. Hypocaust underfloor heating circulated hot air from furnaces, ancient central heating. Aqueducts supplied water, and sewers like the Cloaca Maxima kept cities clean. Villas in the countryside featured mosaics and gardens, using arches and vaults for spacious interiors. But overpopulation led to fire hazards, prompting laws for brick facing on wooden frames. Roman homes exported across empires, influencing from Britain to Syria. Crossing oceans to the Americas, the Maya from 2000 BCE built with limestone and stucco in dense jungles. Corbel arches formed vaults, and thatched roofs topped pyramid-like homes for elites. Commoners used wattle and daub, woven sticks plastered with mud. In highland Andes, the Inca from 1200 CE mastered dry stone masonry, fitting boulders without mortar so tightly earthquakes couldn't budge them. Terraced homes on mountainsides maximized arable land. Adobe in coastal areas resisted humidity. Finally, to sub-Saharan Africa, where Great Zimbabwe's stone enclosures from 1100 CE used granite blocks in curved walls, housing thousands without mortar, pure friction and gravity. As we wrap up, think about it. These ancient builders, armed with ingenuity and local resources, crafted homes that sheltered dreams, families, and futures. Their techniques inspire sustainable architecture today, from earthships to green roofs. So next time you step into your home, remember, it's built on millennia of trial, error, and triumph. Thanks for joining this journey through time. Hit that like button if you're hooked on history.